Curt Cignetti is the best college football coach ever. Yeah, I said it. Did you see that game last night? IU, the Hoosiers, took down the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. All the Vegas money was on Ohio State, but the Hoosiers came in and put the smack down. Now, let's get this out the way right now. IU is not a Cinderella story. Curt Cignetti did not tiptoe into the college football playoff. He kicked the door open, sat at the head of the table, and dared y'all to say something. The Hoosiers didn't luck their way to the number 1 seed. They bullied their way through college football's blue bloods. They took all them big boys back behind the woodshed and kicked their ass. Now, Nick Saban inherited an empire. Kirby Smart inherited a machine. Urban Meyer walked into rosters built to win already. Curt Cignetti, he walked into a graveyard at IU and turned it into a playoff program. This is not luck. This is coaching. So how'd he do it? Well, you got to go back. Curt Cignetti wasn't just an assistant at Alabama. He was Nick Saban's recruiting coordinator for 4 years. That means he learned how to evaluate talent, how to identify stars, how to project development, and how to build a championship roster. He sat inside the empire and studied the blueprint. Then, unlike most assistants from those championship pedigree teams, he didn't go to a big name program. My man Curt Cignetti got dropped off in the wilderness. You may not know this, but Cignetti started at another IU, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, a Division II program. What did he do there? He won. He amassed a 53-17 record. IUP was just a warm-up. Next up, he moved to Elon. Now, this is the rebuild that really put him on the radar. Before Cignetti got to Elon, they had lost 14 consecutive games. Under Cignetti, playoff berth in year 1. Top 25 rankings, huge wins over powerhouse programs, and instant respect across the FCS. After Elon, he moves on to James Madison. And that's where he became a problem. JMU was already a successful program, but not yet elite. What did he do there? Straight domination. 2 conference championships, a trip to the national championship game, top 10 rankings, and an overall record of 52-9. Then came the power move. James Madison made the jump from FCS to FBS and won immediately. That was the resume that IU looked at and said, yeah, we need that guy. IU didn't hire a big name. They hired a builder, a winner, a coach who has turned losers into winners and turned good programs into juggernauts. He's won titles everywhere he went and did it fast. So when he walked into Bloomington and said, I win, Google me, he wasn't flexing. He was just stating facts. If he did that at IUP, Elon, and James Madison, why not IU? So when people act surprised that the Hoosiers are sitting on top of college football, they're really just exposing one thing. They never knew who Curt Cignetti was. Because if you knew his history, you wouldn't be shocked. Cignetti took Saban's talent evaluation skills and built winners out of athletes other schools overlooked. So now he takes over at IU, a place with no history of sustained success, and he walks in and runs off 10 wins, playoff berth, 12-0 regular season, and an instant culture change. That's not momentum. That's not luck. That is coaching. Now, I personally heard Coach Cignetti speak at the Indiana Football Coaches Association State Clinic in March of 2024, just about 3 months after he'd been hired at IU. And when he left the stage, I called one of my best friends, OJ Connor, who had played football at IU, and I told him, I think y'all on to something with this guy. Now, you may ask, how can you say he's the best ever and he doesn't have 6 rings like Saban? Simple. Cignetti didn't inherit anything. He constructed it all himself. As soon as Cignetti arrived at IU after the 2023 season, he hit the transfer portal hard. In his first offseason, he brought in 30 players via transfer. The goal, turn a 3-9 program around quickly. He wasn't interested in waiting years for freshman recruits to develop. He wanted impact now. His portal recruits weren't random. He targeted players with experience, production, and a readiness to contribute. His motto was production over potential. He wanted players who already proven themselves and had years of eligibility left. He wanted experience and veteran leadership. He wanted familiarity and continuity. He brought in former players and coaches from James Madison to help install his system quickly and get cohesion on offense and defense in a short time frame. And he had an aggressive roster overhaul. Rather than gradually rebuilding to reset standards, culture, and competitiveness from day one. So why did it work? Instead of waiting several recruiting cycles, IU immediately became more competitive. The mix of transfers and returning underclassmen gave IU the ability to reload without rebuilding from scratch. Cignetti is not just winning, he's reshaping what winning looks like. He is redefining what coaching actually is, and he is doing more with less than anyone in college football history. And that's why he's the best college football coach ever. So now that the smoke is cleared and the rankings are locked, let's stop pretending this is temporary. Indiana didn't stumble into the #1 seed. They announced themselves. Cignetti didn't arrive to be grateful. He arrived to dominate. He arrived to expose a truth the old guard doesn't want to hear. Winning isn't reserved for the same 6 teams anymore. The monopoly board got flipped upside down. This isn't a miracle, it's a model. And that's what scares people. If Cignetti can do this at IU, what excuse does anyone else have? College football has one option left: adjust or get run over. If you disagree, good, I'm here for it. Subscribe to the podcast, comment, debate me. Hit me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm Coach Boz, and this was Unfiltered. Peace.